Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to watch. Especially want to thank our $25 tier patrons who support us on Patreon. Those being Rowan Parker, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, without whom we wouldn't do nearly as much of the things that we do. So thank you for supporting us all these years, and thank you for all those watching, those supporting us on Twitch and YouTube. Thanks for being there and just checking us out. So, without further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Star Wars Twilight Night Season 2. I'm John, your game master for the evening. Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, and other things that I will say at a strangely altering flow of conversation. Joining me today is Jack.
Hey everybody, my name's Jack. I'm playing Plunk Kekek, First Imperator Duke of the Jundland Wastes, Mystic Seer, Consular Sage, and a Jawa on top of it. I'm gonna roll some Destiny.
Half of that was a lie.
Says you.
Question is which half? Well, the dark side.
Yes, yep, one dark side.
Thank you for empowering me. And Mara?
Any day.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Nerese, droid, consular, healer, medic, and Nimin disciple. 2 light side.
Ooh, starting off interesting.
Yeah.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsarath, the Sith pureblood Makashi duelist. One more light side.
Holly.
I'm Holly. I'm playing Avazia, the pureblood Sith Geo Berserker. Dark side.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Esty, Zeltron, Shadow. Perfectly balanced.
As all things should.
As all things should be.
When last we left
really, because I thought it was a half gram heavy on the back end.
When we last left off, the Twilight Knights had landed on Taris and were learning the ropes of how the starport and established base work. They had gained a few hints about various avenues of investigation they could pursue. That being, there is a study for a potential vaccine to the rat ghoul virus happening at one of the forward bases that the Republic has established here on Taris. There are also various civilian entities that seem to be hiring mercenaries to reclaim or clear out some of their ancestral home area of the rat ghouls and various other threats on the planet that are there. There is a crashed spaceship that the governor of the Taris starport referred to as the Brental Star. And there is something stirring the ancient hunger of the rat ghouls. Something below that Esty sensed. When last we left off, I believe you were deciding what to do. You had just met up and shared your information. You're still on the ship as of the moment. Hadn't quite determined exactly what you wanted to do yet. You have several ideas, several directions that you could go, but haven't solidified.
We were making sure that Afasia had one more sleep in a Bacta tank, basically. Too.
If Avasia decides to sleep in a back tank.
Okay. No, I'm good now. All my critical injuries are gone.
Okay.
And I have no wounds.
All right.
I'm actually good.
I think you can get rid of that strain too.
Yes. Yeah, I probably can.
All currently on ship.
Plunk is seated on whatever serves as a table and is just kind of kicking his feet as they dangle over the edge, looking around at everybody, just waiting to see what happens.
So then, is anyone in favor of any particular approach while we wait?
I mean, I've said I really think we should look into the whole core problem here.
Is going to be highly dangerous. I would vote for the hospital.
What's going on at the hospital?
They're trying to develop a treatment for,
The rat ghoul infestation,
yes.
or at least its effects on individuals.
And how can we help with that?
Well, the situation is that the treatment was supposedly lost within one of the abandoned hospitals during the attack on the planet.
Ah,
So
right.
finding that hospital and finding the vaccine would be
right.
the action.
Well,
Basically says that way we might have something helpful before we go out looking.
to be specific, they've found the vaccine. They are trying to recreate it, which they're testing.
We go, we assist until they tell us that we are good to go meet these Jedi that we need to get you all to.
Are we all equipped to assist with that?
I was going to say, I will be happy to contribute the absolutely nothing I have in medicine, genetics, biology, or anything related to that, to this effort.
Because that sounds like a Nere's thing. And maybe Plunk, he's mysterious.
Which means spare parts.
Did you just say Quebecois?
No, Opaqua.
I have some basic
Which-
medical knowledge, but
Which contextually would translate to maybe we can be test subjects.
I have some basic medical knowledge, though I think the more important thing that one could gather there is a knowledge of what this infection is. I have not heard of many natural diseases that can transform an individual into an entirely different creature.
I don't think it's a natural disease.
Neither do I,
I think it's a spiritual disease.
which would imply that Force users would be particularly helpful.
I think it's a mushroom.
Just because
Yep.
A lot of mushrooms here.
Mushrooms are weird
If
and they do weird things.
if the origins of this plague are indeed of the Force, and let's be honest, likely of the dark side, then it might be something that we can help with my knowledge of Sith sorcery and our general Force capabilities.
okay,
Feel like if we're going that route, we might want to break up into two groups.
Two groups
when
within the hospital, or are you suggesting a smaller group go out and find these these
I'm not saying another like smaller group go out, but I'm saying there might be something else that others in this group are better at assisting with than hospital.
fair?
Mhm.
She'll motion towards herself and Esty.
I don't
point out-
disagree. I'm not a I could probably sense something, but that's nothing that you guys can't do. At least some of you. I don't know what else to do while we are, because
We can ask around.
we can ask around, sure.
And based on what we know, like do we have any idea where they're at in the research, rebuild, recreate process?
No, the governor.
Okay.
The governor mostly indicated that they were in some sort of testing phase. So
Okay.
you've no idea if that means we are, we're at a point where we are good for human trials, or we're still throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, we should check that, because if they're like, we think we're only about 7 years out, then
Yes, investigating the status of it would be ideal before anything else, which
At
is
that
something we
point,
can
yeah.
all do.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good any of us are. We're not getting that done in the amount of time that we have.
Yeah, Faboba.
Come again?
We should all go check then.
Fair enough.
Let's take a look at the very least. If they have, for instance, a version of this vaccine available for testing, it also might be helpful to have someone who is force sensitive and thus likely more resistant to a force empowered disease.
Or potentially less resistant to a force empowering disease.
That. Let's not get you all infected. That is what I'm trying to avoid here.
Like sensitivity can make us susceptible in a way that other people aren't.
I feel like if this plague is affecting the masses, then I don't know that it would be quite the same.
Probably not, but it might make us even more dangerous.
Basically, well, come on, let's get going and find out then. And he grabs Vazia by the hand and starts pulling her towards the ramp.
Apparently, we're going now.
Right.
I like the
No point
I like to
speculating.
get up and go.
There's no point speculating until we have further information.
Yes.
No,
You're
but
very
there is a
strong
point.
for your size, Plunk.
There is a point as we are walking and
Let's see how strong
expressing
he
the
is.
concerns so everybody's aware of the concerns.
All right.
So yes, we go.
So
Actually, apparently apparently he's not doing that great.
So you heading out through the space station out towards the central area of the base, which you've been told that you could potentially get a taxi service out to the forward base if you wanted, or you could head out on foot. They didn't seem to have any speeders that were available for, like, strictly speaking, purchase or rent. Unless you brought one of your own or wanted to cobble together something from whatever debris you might find out in the field. Step out of the spaceport, and once again this sort of ring of towers and building, military style building, and you know that you were informed that the forward base is basically to the north of here, about an hour by speeder, but if you walk, significantly longer. How are you wanting to get there?
It's my camera. I can't do anything about it. It's gotten worse.
It's Star Wars. All video quality is shitty. It's fine.
This is true. Even
Very
when it's
valid.
like
it'll
high-tech
keep getting worse
holograms.
as we go deeper into this horrible whatever we're gonna head into.
Wasteland,
and that's
right,
when
yeah.
you'll know. Yeah, I'm just doing the horror movie. So
Is it more 90s or 80s?
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we paying for a ride or are we going on
I-
our feeties?
I can
I-
absolutely pay for a transport to make us go there faster.
Yeah, I'd rather not walk. That seems like a long time to walk.
I've done a
out.
lot of walking lately.
Are you wanting to do like pick up any
Have
other
we?
jobs? Check and see if there were any hiring mercenaries for spots on the
Like,
way.
we
Depends on
didn't
your
have
definition
legs
of-
that worked for a while.
Well, before that, there
Oh,
was
okay.
this big ship.
Yeah,
we
that's
were
fair.
on.
We were running back and forth around that a good bit.
Uh-huh.
I would
let's-
be happy to answer your question, John, once you restate it, because
Yeah.
I heard about half.
Fair. Do you want to look and see if anyone's hiring for mercenaries to do things between here and there or around the area, or just head straight to the forward base?
The forward base is where the hospital is situated, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, or it's situated near the hospital. Yes.
I mean, I feel like we've already done an amount of looking around in this area. We did that last session of
Yeah, but
everybody flying
looking for
there.
jobs that are out that way or need people to go out
yeah,
that
you,
way.
You were looking around. You found that there were jobs available. You just hadn't taken it yet.
Yep.
If you,
But yeah,
Yeah,
no, if we
so-
found that something's available that we could, kill two birds with one stone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kill two Minox with one blaster, whatever
yeah,
the
there are a
setting
number
appropriate.
of civilians that are offering a good amount of credits for clearing out their land. There are quadrants basically parceled out all around the sector that people have staked claims on. You could very easily find a few that are between here and there if you wanted to go on foot and clear out a few places on the way. You could find places that are around the forward base if you wanted to go there first and clear out around there. It's just up to you how you want to proceed.
I vote for stuff that's near the forward base since we're planning on taking a speeder and getting out there as quick as we can.
Same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, in that particular case, there is one group of civilians that have a farmstead just to the east of where the forward base is. They let you know that there is there's basically there are signs that there is a lake to the east about a click out from the forward operating base, and there is farmland along the coast of that lake that they are claiming is theirs. How accurate that is, you don't know. Obviously, you don't have any records of what the landscape was like under the city in when Taris was here, or whether or not they're claiming the land because there was a farm tower above it. Who knows? But they do show you that they do have a deed to this amount of land in this area, which, as far as the Republic is concerned, is legally binding.
How much are they offering?
They are offering at the moment. They are offering. Hang on. Let me double check my. Let me double check my reward scale real quick, so I don't spit out a ridiculous number.
Getting
Because
worse.
what?
It's getting worse.
What's getting worse?
I
The
can't.
camera.
You know,
your
I don't
camera.
think. I think it's fine.
I
I
think
like
yeah.
it.
Right.
I really
It's
like
a
the
cool
effect.
It's like
aesthetic.
right. It's like you've got an effects filter on.
Like, I'm gonna be honest.
despite
As,
not asking for an effects filter.
as long as it doesn't affect your ability to understand, and it
Oh,
doesn't
no, I
make
can
it
hear
to the
you
point
all
where
fine.
we can't understand you. I wish we all had that look.
No, it's perfectly good for especially for the setting. Yeah.
I was just thinking, I wish I had that on mine.
Well, what you got to do is you have to have a laptop and you have to open and close it approximately 1,000 times. Take it to a sandy place and let some sand get in there. Take it back, clean it out, refurbish it, and then give it to someone else. And then you'll be good.
Okay. This sounds very Star Wars, honestly.
All right. So they're offering 10,000 Republic credits each. And and they indicate that one of their ancestors was at the time a retired general in the Republic living on Taris, and had somewhere on their property a stash of munitions that may have some useful things in it. You are more than welcome to take it once you clear out, or once you locate it in the process of clearing out their land.
That sounds good.
No opposed.
Mhm.
So it's 10,000 credits per Republic credits per,
Mhm.
plus whatever you find, basically, and with an indication that there is a cache
Plus
of
looting
munitions.
rights.
Yeah. They're just, and you can tell these people in particular, they seem to have brought like a construction crew and additional farmhands with them. They're probably they were probably expecting to be able to like build and open some sort of hydroponics solution on planet as quickly as possible, and got stalled out by the fact that the Republic Reclamation Force hadn't progressed as far as they had hoped they would. So they're kind of like, this is basically they're throwing around some seed money trying to get things moved along.
You can't find a reclamation force, I'll make one instead.
So that would be once you land at the forward operating base, you basically it's like about a day's hike east.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
So you head over
Out where we go.
to some of the Republic speeder services. You don't have to pay for a speeder because you are acting as per the governor. You're acting on behalf of the Republic Reclamation Force, in the fact that you are actively going out to clear out land that they haven't been able to spare soldiers for yet. So you are loaded up into a troop transport, which takes off. It's going to be about an hour as it heads to the forward operating base. You do get a pretty good view of the rubble as you go. It definitely seems like unlike Coruscant, which, as far as any of you know, is city all the way down, Taris, from what you can tell of the destruction around, definitely had a ground level that was ground level, based on the sort of the rock formations and the natural earth formations that you're seeing. It's not like metal floor everywhere. There definitely is that, and you can see that bits of this area may have at one point been an artificial biome, because there's definitely, as you sort of look a little bit further afield, you can see part of the land has like buckled inward, and the grass and dirt has peeled away to reveal smooth steel. So it's uncertain exactly how much of this is natural earth and how much of this is prepared biome. But there was ground before Taris fell, and it seems that a lot of the buildings sort of collapsed into piles and left vacant holes where there was already area.
Whereas you can hardly get to the planet under Coruscant as it is now.
Some people theorize that there isn't a planet under Coruscant, that it is just steel all the way down.
They hollowed out the planet and turned it into more manufacturing.
Some
Gotta get raw materials from somewhere.
the people that think it's steel all the way down think it's an artificial planet that was created from a single core, and that there never was an actual planet of Coruscant. How accurate they are, who knows? No one's been able to get down that far. Or at least not come back. So, anything you're doing on the hour-long trip?
Uncle sit, look around, look at the various people. Because are we the only ones on this transport, or no?
There are a pair of Republic troopers in like sort of the pilot cabins that's sort of like slightly sealed off from the rest of you, and there is a Republic side gunner who
Okay.
basically just who's basically strapped into a chair attached to a mounted gun that will be propped out if the side door side door opens.
Gotcha.
And he's white ceramic armor, red marking went down and on. Vague like Mandalorian stylings, though distinctly not Mandalorian at all.
Right.
He's just sort of sitting there. He might be asleep. You can't tell.
Okay. Plunk will dig in his robes, pull out a candy. Just wait.
You all hear the sound of skittering coming from under the hood.
And he just crinkles the wrapper. And then whoever's seated next to him, he just sort of looks up at him and then grabs another one and holds it out like, oh, I'm being rude.
So Vasia, of course, are out there. Esty, who gets handed a candy.
Vazia was probably sitting next to Plunk.
Gonna say.
She will take it and thank him. And not eat it.
I was gonna say, aren't we both wearing helmets right now?
She'll put it in her pocket if she
Has
has a
Vasia
pocket.
ever worn a helmet?
Yeah.
At every opportunity.
She has been for
Vasia
like
has-
the past several sessions.
Okay. All right.
Like ever since she got that armor, she's been wearing a helmet.
Right, because three of you look like Mandalorians, one of you a Mandalorian droid.
Yep.
So, you pass the ride in awkward silence. Only the sound of Plunk's wrappers occasionally coming undone.
Oh,
And-
this is great. The silence is great. I've had my awkward conversation. I do not want another one.
I mean, I'm curious on how awkward it is because I know Essie's perfectly comfortable right now in the silence.
I was about to say, I don't know that anyone's really having an awkward silence here.
The silence can
Plunk
be
feels awkward.
There we go.
The silence can be awkward even if none of you feel it. It's awkward from an external perspective.
Fair.
So nothing but the
I
sound of.
refuse.
Go ahead.
I refuse to be bound by the invisible outsider observer's expectation.
Jeremy says the audience is not the boss of me.
Exactly.
Aren't you a force user? You're already bound by the invisible outside observer.
That implies the force is intelligent.
That's a philosophical debate. Anyways.
Yes, it is.
That we are not
Um,
having now because apparently it's silent.
I would love to have a Star Wars Force and Destiny game that devolves into a philosophical debate about the nature of the Force. That would be great. I would love
Listen,
Right.
if the force currently wants to speak up and verbally discuss how this is awkward for them, they are welcome to.
that. Cool.
They're not going to get interrupted, that's for sure.
No, so in that case, I'll just need all of you to make a roll for me.
Yes.
Everyone, give me a
Uh-huh.
discipline difficulty 3 check as you sit in
Ooh,
silence.
3.
Oh, it's getting
Uh-oh.
worse. Okay.
And the Force does supposedly have a will.
Depends on your
Straight
philosophical
wash
outreach.
for Plunk.
Discipline.
This is going great.
Ew.
Failure.
God, you guys.
It's almost all of those dice were blank.
Come on.
Yeesh.
That's one of
So,
my kind of good rolls, too.
all of you take a strain. Everyone that rolled a threat gets 1 strain per threat.
Uh-huh.
If you didn't roll a failure, then so few of you rolled successes. If you didn't roll a failure, you notice your hunger again creeping in, that innate desire to eat. If you rolled a success, you feel that external pushing, but it's enough. You're calm enough and in control enough to push it out. It still feels weird, Nerees, that you having no teeth or stomach are feeling hungry, but Tis what it is. Corserath and Avasia. You
Mhm.
are ravenous. All of a sudden, it feels as if you haven't eaten in days. And you are currently looking at Esti as a snack in the more literal term. Make me a cool check, both of you. Difficulty 3.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
Cool.
Corserath, you resist the urge to bite Esti's face as
It'd
your
be difficult wearing a
alignment.
helmet.
You resist the
You should
urge.
take the helmet off.
The helmet comes off. Your alignment shifts down 5 points, and you gain 2 additional strain.
I gain 1 additional strain.
This
Actually,
is,
do I even gain any? Hang on.
This is not in this particular case. It's not going to be a thing that your talent will block because
Not
this is a
soakable.
this is a success as opposed to a failure.
I mean, it's when I'm involuntarily suffering strain, I suffer 1 less per rank of resolve. That's
Yeah.
just
I guess this would still apply, wouldn't it? Yeah, 'cause
like
it's
I'm not doing this
involuntary.
voluntarily.
Yeah, it's just involuntary. So yeah, so however many ranks of resolve you have.
I suffer no strain then
Okay,
because I have 2 ranks of resolve.
yeah, you're feeling it though. Avasia, make an unarmed attack at Esti.
Can I intercept this sitting
I'm
next to her?
so sorry, Jeremy.
This is all sort of happening at once, and none of you are expecting it.
No apology needed.
Esti
Okay.
is especially not expecting it.
Where's my unarmed attack?
So
My
if you don't
It's
have
just a
one-
brawl.
It's just a brawl.
It's just
check.
straight brawl.
If you
Okay.
don't have one set up, it's a brawl with
Yeah.
damage equal to your brawn.
Okay, what's the
sitting
difficulty
down
on
and
this?
strapped in?
Difficulty 2.
All right.
It's a troop transport. They're meant for you to get out of
Here's
them
where you
quickly.
get all the successes.
They didn't have any difficulty on it.
You didn't have any difficulty on
Oh
Oh,
it.
it
yeah. Nope.
Diff 2.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. It went to -3. Hold on. Still.
Uh,
All right. What's your brawn?
Um.
I mean, I would assume
There it is. It's 6.
6. Wow.
Brawn
Jesus.
Your brawn is
How the fuck did you get that?
With the determination.
You want to know what I've been putting everything into?
I mean, that's fair.
started at 5. Put in determination 1 up to
Yep,
brawn. Yeah. So 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 soakable damage. Esti.
okay.
I'm
As
so sorry.
seemingly out of nowhere, Avasia rips her helmet off and lunges towards Esti, teeth bared, and just bites into your neck.
To be clear, what is this an open air speeder?
No,
Are we
it's
in
a
the
troop
a
transport.
covered back?
It's covered.
Okay.
It's enclosed from what I
Okay.
understand, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's enclosed. Avasia just leaps and bites and digs in, and as that blood hits your tongue, Avasia, that is when you feel the hunger begin to recede, and you want more. Make another discipline check, as you can all now make reactions to this now.
whoa.
Avasia
Uh,
seems to have
can-
gone feral.
What's the difficulty on this discipline?
Should we roll
difficulty 2 because you have blood on your
since
tongue.
everybody's gonna want to go first? I'm pretty sure. Can
Yeah.
we just roll initiative?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and roll initiative here. So,
Okay, I did get an advantage.
Actually,
there.
that doesn't help in the
I was
Star
gonna say,
Wars system.
That's a choose your
That
turn thing.
legitimately doesn't help in the Star Wars system.
So
I assume this is unexpected initiative, right?
this is unexpected. What we'll do is we'll separate you out by your initiatives.
Okay.
No difficulty. Everyone roll unexpected vigilance initiative.
Poor
I
SD,
rolling this?
Jesus.
Even when I have no difficulty, I still wash
Sorry.
out.
Am I rolling this, John?
Yeah, you'll be rolling in this.
Okay.
Also, take 2 more strain for this threats.
Where the fuck did the initiative buttons go?
Over combat.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
not there.
They should be.
Yeah.
Mine are gone too.
Ah, there they are. Hang on.
There's a little drop down.
Yeah, it folded the tab in for some
Yeah.
reason. There it goes.
Oh,
Yeah, a little triangle next to initiative. Make sure it's pointing down.
oh wait.
Shouldn't be any difficulty.
Yep, I forgot.
That's okay.
Oh, good.
There you go.
Awesome. Fucking amazing.
Alright. So, because I can't rename these, here's what I'm going to do. Neres is
1-5.
Nereus is 1-5.
Neres is
So it goes
1.
in order: Avasia, Plunk,
Neres, Corsarath,
Neres, Corsarath,
you.
me.
Here's what I'll do. Avasia. Plunk. Corsarath. Nasty.
That order.
Go ahead and give me those numbers.
3021 151200.
Darn it. That initiative makes my attempt pretty much useless unless Avasia continues to fail.
All right.
I would just like to point out I'm very pleased with how well I spelled all those, considering I did not look and check.
Yeah, no, pretty good.
I only checked after the fact.
So, Avasia,
Mhm.
with the success, with the blood fresh in your mouth, you are able to realize what you're doing and pull away. You are in
Okay.
control of your turn. So, what are you doing?
She's gonna pull away.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. She awkwardly tries to sit back down.
Right down, blood coming down your mouth.
Yep.
Helmet on the ground over there.
For the record, that literally took half my health away.
Jesus Christ.
Are you not able to soak any of that? Do you not have any
I
armor?
have 2 soaks. She did 8 damage.
You don't have any
Part
armor?
Vampire.
No.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I do have something that gives me melee defense 1, but I don't. Is that going to apply when you attack an unprotected neck?
It would have applied a setback to the roll, but it
Yeah.
was-
If your armor has any soak value
Regardless.
to it.
Yeah, does your armor?
No,
provide
it
any soak?
doesn't. It's
No?
just it's a stealth suit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no soak.
Helps her stay out of sight.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Avasia, you sit back down, blood on the face.
Calmly.
The Republic trooper isn't reacting. You're pretty certain he's asleep.
Jeez.
So maneuver to sit back down. What else would you like to do, Avasia?
She's just gonna sit there right now. She doesn't know what happened or what to do.
All right,
She is just gonna calmly sit there.
Plunk.
Nothing happened.
So
That
as
just
you sit
happened.
down, there is a brown robed blur, and Plunk is trying to grapple Avasia into her seat.
As
She's
she's doing it
sitting
herself.
Yeah, no, he's going for full. He's going to try and physically restrain her to make sure that if things go sideways again, something is in the way.
Houdini!
Basically.
Also, Avasia, gain 5 conflict, drop your morale by 5.
Alright.
So I assume this is an athletics check. Difficulty what?
What's your brawn? Oh, your brawn is 6. Your brawn is 1. Their brawn
my
is
brawn.
6.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's going to actually be an opposed check. It's going to be an opposed athletics between the two of you. So difficult to both of you athletics.
I have enhance.
Good.
What is my difficulty on this?
2.
Okay.
I'm going to make before she even rolls. I'm flipping those dark side for the extra 2 successes.
All right, so go ahead and flip a light side point.
This is athletics.
Take 2 strain, get 2 successes. Yeah, athletics.
So I've got 9 successes.
There is a little like surprisingly strong Jawa like seat belt fastening you into your seat right now.
Yes.
Is this necessary?
Says the person with the blood on face. Gorsrath.
Basically, well, let's not find
Esty
out.
would, or not, Nereus would go before me
Oh, right, Nereus.
with the 1-5.
Yep. Apparently, I'm going to go and try and help Esty. She's bleeding from the neck.
Profusely.
Profusely.
Like,
You-
not small. There's a gusher.
And John, you take the amount of conflict of dark side points that you flipped, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
And
so
also
as
you
well
take
as
that
the
much strain.
That much
Yes,
strain as well.
I took the strain already. I just wanted to make sure that yeah. Mhm.
I'm going to pull out my med kit and get to work here. Let's see. Are you below half?
I am
Esty, or-
at half.
You're at half? Hang on, let me find my medical
Which
check
is not
thing.
below half.
Half or less. Cool, it's easy. That's good. I say confidently.
No, it's okay. This is just an easy wound.
There you go. I've got those 2, and you get an extra 2 wounds healed. So 4, and also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strain if you have any.
I did have some.
And what does the advantage give me on this? Anything? Cool.
Advantage heal strain. The triumph is the thing I think you're asking about.
Yeah, triumph. Sorry. Triumph. What can I do with that? And I'm gonna use that to I'm gonna use that to kind of stand in front of Este and basically block access. I want to add a black die to if this person tries to make a lunge for it again. She's gonna have to go through a very solid bit of metal.
This person has a name.
Well,
Gorsrath.
Classy.
I was going to ask, since I have both influence and now at this point battle meditation, can I roll influence to just try and project calm to sort of push out the effects surrounding the area, basically?
What does battle meditation do?
Battle meditation is primarily just meant to coordinate and make like combat groups more effective, but it's the very consistent version of influence for combat. I can spend force points that automatic successes to all checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to his presence before the end of his next turn, basically.
Okay, yeah, I'll say that Because you have the combination of those two abilities, that you could effectively use them to add bonuses to the discipline checks needed to resist the hunger.
Mhm.
So you can like sort of passively, or go ahead and give me a force check. I mean, this will be an influence check in this particular case to sort of radiate calm, and then we'll say you can spend the force points that you generate on this to give boosts to the next time anyone has to make that discipline check, or give bonuses,
Cool.
whatever
Don't
whatever
fuck
it is
me
that
over.
meditation does, but specifically.
Good.
All right, so what? So let's sort of look at the two effects individually. What does the calming influence effect do?
So let me look at. They're both in the core rule, so it's easy to pull up. So influence, baseline. When guiding and shaping thoughts, I can generate. I can use light side points to generate positive emotions such as peace, tranquility, and friendliness. And battle meditation. I may spend force points to add 1 automatic success to all checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to my presence for the next turn, basically.
Do you have any upgrades to either one of those?
I have upgrades to influence that allow me to increase its range and magnitude.
Influence is by itself only intended to affect one person,
Yeah.
unless you have the, I think it's the magnitude upgrade.
Yeah, I have both range and magnitude.
Okay, so but you don't have enough force points to affect everybody with influence. So what I'll say is, in this case, you're using those force points to bolster people's discipline in the face of future checks. So you're not going to calm anybody down here right now, but you are passively bolstering. We'll say that you spend those force die and you'll give them 2 boost die on the next discipline check.
Okay.
So everyone, all of you have 2 boost die on the next time you make a discipline check to resist this hunger.
Okay.
But you're not actively being calmed right now, but you do feel that reinforcing aura coming off of Course of Wrath. All right, anything else?
That's basically it for my turn.
Esty.
Perfect timing. Dynamite literally just ended. So appreciate that. Give me just a second here. I just have to type a couple things here really quick.
So everyone go ahead and make notes for yourselves.
Immediately.
Just like on your character sheet, wherever you'll remember it, that the next time I ask you for a discipline check against this hunger, you have 2 boost die.
Yep.
Discipline. So you can just put, by the way, just put 2B in discipline.
Yeah. Though that will cause every discipline check to roll.
Correct. You have to remember to take it out after.
Yeah.
All right. So SD is probably knocking Nerys down as she blows out of her seat past ST or past Nerys to where the door, the exit is, and throwing her back against it.
Are you trying to open it, or are you just trying to like brace
No.
yourself against it?
She's going into full defensive mode.
Okay.
Saber out.
Yeah. Just
Lit up.
For clarification for me, are you actually throwing your back against it, or are you just putting your back to it?
She's not trying to.
I know you're not trying to open it. I'm talking like physicality. Are you trusting that door is not going to open when you hit it? Or
She's
are
not
you
thinking
just
about
putting
that.
your back to it?
She's not. This is pure instinct.
Okay, cool. So you're just like
Something just tried to murder her.
Out. Yeah.
With their teeth.
Yeah. All right. I get to make a roll.
See if the door holds
As
up.
she goes,
Not an
"Whoa."
everyday sort of thing.
Oh boy.
Look. Speeders have resiliences. And
That's the
old speeders that have been on Taris for a while and haven't been kept in the best of repair.
You're welcome, John.
What's your brawn?
My brawn is only 2.
So only 2 setback die additional. The door holds.
Okay.
All right.
I was
so
really hoping that the name of this episode would turn into "Things Fall Apart, the Tailgate Cannot Hold."
So lightsaber out.
Yep.
Trooper still dead to the world. All right. We're going to go ahead and pause initiative here. Still keeping
Cool.
it in case it becomes relevant. Go. So, to set the scene for those that
They're sort
aren't
of
fully
panting a little bit.
Yep.
to set the scene for those who aren't fully cognizant of what's just happened. Avasia has just bit Esty and then pulled back almost sheepishly, was then restrained by a Jawa behaving as a seatbelt. Nere's patched up the wound on Esty's neck, who then immediately leapt up and slammed back against the door. You heard a metallic creaking sound. Esty's lightsaber is out and held between her and Avasia. Esty is terror panicking right now.
A little more, almost more feral reacting. Yeah.
Yeah. And Corsorath is trying his best to emanate an aura of reinforcing calm, but it's not really affecting anyone right now. It's just sort of like preparing them for the next one. And go.
Sorry. I don't know what came over me.
I think we know exactly what came over you.
I wasn't in control of my body.
I know. Slowly lowers the saber. Doesn't move from where she is.
It's fair. Avasia still has a Jawa in her lap or seatbelt. She's not resisting.
How are you feeling? Avasia.
How am I right now? Is the hunger gone?
No, it's still there. You're just in control of it at the moment.
Really hungry.
Right. Everyone else, how are we doing?
Oh, peachy.
Hunger-wise.
Holding like this hurts my ankles.
Your ankles aren't even, it's arms. Okay.
Well, no, but he can't get like all the way around, so he's literally lateral like a seat belt with his feet wrapped around one side and his hands and arms wrapped around the other. So he's
So
grabbing
he's got his feet hooked
Gotcha.
into the side of the side of the
Right,
cruiser
yeah.
from one end, and his
Okay.
arms wrapped around the
All
side
right.
to the other side.
Yeah, and his body is forming the strap.
Fair. I think we should have a plan for if this happens again, or have how to prevent it from happening again, because I only have 1 dose of, what's it called? Hang on.
Neurotox.
An anesthetic that will knock you out. Yes, anesthetic.
I'm actively working on that one right now, Corsorath says as he stands up. And just very casually, non-threateningly walks over to Esty. Do you want me to take care of what's left of that bite? Because I don't think Nere's 1 medicine check per day was able to get rid of all the wounds.
No, I'm still down 2. I tell you what, how about I just be here, you just be there, and we'll be good.
He literally in the middle of the vehicle just sits down cross-legged and puts his fist on his chin if this planet is going to start breaking down every bond of trust that we have, we've already lost.
That's not what this is about.
What
It's
is
not
this
that I
about,
don't
then?
trust you guys.
What is this about then?
It's not about trusting whether you're not whether you have ill intent. It's about whether you're going to end up not being able to control yourself.
If the fear of that is going to prevent us from helping each other, then it's pointless. I am offering to heal what is left of your wounds.
I appreciate that. I'm good.
3 points of conflict for you.
Okay. That makes sense.
I
Lots of
would
fear.
advise not leaning on that door. I heard it make a nice metal sound. By which
What?
I mean not a
Oh,
great metal sound.
shit. I shift slightly away from the door.
Thank you.
As you shift away from it, you hear the hinge rattle a little bit.
As Corserath just sits in the middle of the car of the passenger compartment and just meditates and focuses on his battle meditation, basically.
So, anyone going to grab Avasia's helmet?
Oh yes, he'll pick it up off the ground and then hand it to Avazia. You want to put
Um,
that back on before the guard wakes up.
Avasia's currently seatbelted by a Jawa.
Yeah, but
I can't move my arms.
Plunk.
Okay. And he does not move, and the helmet just sort of floats over to where Avazia can reach out and grab it. Because he's not restraining her arms.
Right, she'll put it on.
Put on the helmet. The scent of fresh blood fills it because you haven't wiped your face off yet.
I feel like she can wipe her face before she puts the helmet on.
Yeah, she'll wipe her face off.
Okay, all right, just making things narratively clear.
Question:
Yes.
does the blood smell good to her?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Very
Once the
tasty.
helmet is on, Plunk will unhook his feet and hands and sort of stand up on her lap, just kind of grab the helmet by both sides and bunk his head against it a little bit. We're friends. It's okay. And then he hands her another candy.
Thank you.
Then he goes and sits down.
Do you eat any of the 2 candies that you have right now?
I do not.
Corserath is just sitting, like I said, just focusing on the battle meditation, basically constantly using it every consecutive round, essentially.
In this particular case, because you're using it, we're sort of using the freeform force rules. You don't need to keep using it every round.
Yeah.
That buff is just going to last until the next time that specific discipline check is called for.
Mhm.
So yeah, so you all a little bit more jittery now. All of you now are a little bit more aware that as the ship continues towards its destination, as the speeder continues towards its destination, you feel that sort of a pocket of that hunger that you felt on approach to the planet bubbling to the northwest a little bit. Generally, vaguely to the west of the forward operating base from what you know of where it's at.
When we get to the forward operating base, based on what we're sensing, our assignment is to the east, and that presence is to the west.
Correct.
Probably. Okay.
Good.
Based general sort of quick, navigational calculus, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you can all sort of feel now that you're closer to it, a slight, almost manicness to the hunger. That there's something, what Esty was able to feel before at the starport, because Esty's so sensitive, now all of you are feeling this ancient edge to the hunger, like something hasn't eaten in 1,000 years.
I do not like that.
Nope.
And for Avasia and Corsorath, that hunger feels uncomfortably familiar. Not like you've ever felt it before that you can remember, but it's just it's like deja vu. And you can't place why it feels familiar, just that it does.
So we really need to get that dealt with when we can. When we can, I understand.
Plunk's just watching everybody very closely.
If we can. It feels very big.
Sure does.
Let's first concentrate on surviving through it.
It's going to keep doing that. It's going to need to be dealt with sooner than later.
That.
You all suddenly sort of thinking back to when that pulse hit you a minute ago. As you're all sort of calming down and thinking and analyzing. You realize that you started feeling that more intense version of it, almost like a threshold. And it was when you passed into that threshold that Avasia sort of lost herself for a moment. Just look at a sense that it's probably not, as far as you can tell, sort of passively analyzing, it's probably not something that happens on a timer, so much as it is a proximity.
Okay.
So it seems to be more of a spatial phenomena rather than a periodic phenomena.
Right. It
Okay.
feels like as you get closer to whatever this central thing is,
Mm-hmm.
you hit a certain threshold of awareness where it pings.
Awesome.
And and with how close it feels like it is, this definitely feels like something is there.
Okay. And a question, I'm not sure if we answered this last session as well, but with suppress, I'm not sure if this is a force power or is considered a force power or not. But I can potentially diminish the effects on anything within short range. I can do it duration.
It doesn't seem like, because you've been suppressing yourself since you've been here, and it was still affecting you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it is. It doesn't seem like it's targeted.
Okay.
This seems more like it is a passive aura, something that is likely spurring on the rat ghouls.
Okay.
Just something is generating this feeling.
All right.
Plunk is just silent for the rest of the trip. unless something else happens.
Is he still my seatbelt?
Now he got up after you put your helmet on, and he gave you
Oh,
the
right.
candy, and then he went and sat down next to you again.
Okay.
So silence dominates the cabin again. At a certain point, the trooper by the door wakes up. You know he wakes up because he sort of startles in his seat, and then announces, "On approach." And as he says "on approach," he reaches out, grabs a handle, and pulls. And you watch as the side door that he's sort of attached to folds down, and the wind kicks in, and all of your hair and any loose bits of clothing begin to flutter in the pressure, as he and the gun sort of slide out onto the wing, sort of a point position, as that side of the carrier opens up, or the troop transport opens up, and you can see now that there is this sort of large repurposed ship. Looks like a more recent model of a Republic either transport or blockade runner, larger class of vessel, that has been landed and then opened up. Like several panels that you would never open up in space have been cut and bent and propped open to create this sort of multi-tiered compound that is open walls, with interior building and doors. Maybe it was purposefully built to be that sort of a thing, or maybe it was just sort of a jury rig in order to establish a quick forward operating base. That way they didn't have to spend too much time building and could just get their defenses up and online. But it definitely does seem like whatever ship it was, the automated guns and turrets on it are on and constantly sort of aiming and keeping a track of things. This is definitely a much more militarized location than the starport. As the transport lands, the other door that Esty had leaned into begins to open up and catches, and it's like a chung, chung, chung as it tries to open, and the trooper in the gun sort of looks over at it, reaches over, grabs a long shock pike, and just leans over and shocks the door, and it comes unstuck and flies open. And you're all given leave to hop off.
I'm very quickly off.
Right.
Plunk is
Ozzy will get up.
eyeballing those turrets and seems a little reluctant.
They're not aimed at you, Plunk.
Avazia will get off last, keeping her distance from Esty.
Corserath will be right in the middle of everyone departing.
You all, one by
Plunk
one,
just kind of sticks with Avazia.
Which leaves Nereis in front of Corserath.
Yep. What are we looking at? What's here?
Well, this is the base.
Yep, you are currently standing on the landing platform, outside of, again, a repurposed ship of some kind. As the transport, after you disembark, closes up and takes back off. And as it does, you are standing in front of this large complex. To one side, there are destroyed rubble. You can see the various signage and indication of some sort of urban district to your right, which would be to the west, as you're facing the building from sort of the north side right now. And then to the east, you see more and more rubble, but there's definitely some clearer areas out further east. There's a few varieties of Republic troopers sort of making their rounds around this this building, keeping a watch. A couple of watchtowers stationed with mounted turrets, with smaller mounted turrets on those, and at least one mechanical walker, some large mechanized walker that is patrolling with ground troops around, keeping an eye out. You hear the occasional blaster fire, but it doesn't seem to be too terribly close by. More likely something, issuing a warning shot to either a native creature or bandit, letting them know that they're seen. Just this undercurrent of tension sort of throughout the entire forward operating base that you all sort of get a sense of. Mara?
I have a quick question. Now that we are stationary and not going to run over another threshold, can I take a look and use Seek to try and find? I want to see if I can feel the edge of like another step up in this hunger's intensity. I want to see how far away that is. Like, is this base built across a line and we don't want to cross over a certain point in here or something like that?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a Seek check.
Okay. As Yuri's
Or a
stops
sense,
suppressing
yes, it would be
for a
fully
minute.
limit.
Which I don't want to do, but here we are. Should I? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll
light
flip
side.
a destiny point. Yeah.
Take 3 strain, gain 3 more conflict.
Yep.
What sort of enhancements do you have to your Seek ability?
I don't have any.
So just the basic level?
Yeah, I think I just have the basic.
Look at it quick.
It's not super far, but hopefully I can get at least confirm that this area is clear.
You can spend 2 force points to gain insight into the general location or direction of a person or object that you know about, regardless of current distance. May spend 1 to succeed at an average vigilance check, or opposed for to see through illusions. So we'll say gaining insight into the general location.
Yep.
So the 2. As far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be another threshold in the immediate area. So like nothing,
Okay.
nowhere specific. Like no, there's not like avoid the far corner of the base. This all seems to be in generally that sort of higher anxiety level proximity.
Okay.
You imagine there might be, based on the intensity of that feeling that you're still getting from the area to the west. You imagine there might be one more proximity threshold before you get to it.
Okay.
Before you get to whatever is the sort of the closer area to whatever's generating it. You don't imagine it's going to get much more than one more threshold before you get to the location of whatever it is.
Okay. I'll say that then. The hunger is not going to get worse from here. There is another. We aren't quite close enough to feel its full effects. There's one more, but it won't get worse here.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, for now, first order of business is to find out which direction the hospital is in.
So, as you all gather yourselves from your episode on the transport and prepare to seek out whatever medical facilities are located at this forward operating base that is currently preparing the vaccine, that's where we're going to take a quick break. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages, and also remember that when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. we're back. A dinosaur story. So, you set off towards the forward operating base with the intention of discovering in what direction lies a hospital. It doesn't take long for you to find the medical facility where they are currently working on the vaccine, because there is a heated discussion between a number of doctors and people in lab coats, scientists, on their lack of test subjects.
Great.
Wonderful. Plunk was right.
If you pause for a minute outside the door, you basically get the gist from their conversation that they have reconstructed a variant of the vaccine, but what they need is, in order to reconstruct the full thing, they actually need a sample of the rat ghoul virus, which they have not been able to collect. The current and active rat ghoul virus, they have not been able to collect due to a lack of volunteers.
They need a sample of someone with a who's dead who has the rat ghoul virus, or they need a live ghoul.
Do they need a live rat ghoul, or do they need a live person who has been bitten by a rat ghoul and is in the process of metamorphosis?
You do not get that clarification from their casual conversation inside the room you haven't walked into yet.
We should go inside and ask.
Yeah.
Wait, I've seen this episode before. We just need to make sure that we don't have our dragon with us.
Yeah. Corsarath will be the first one to step in the full Mandalorian Beskargam.
Yeah, I don't know what Jeremy is referencing, but you do that.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones.
In the second to final season, they have to grab a
White
zombie,
Walker.
White Walker, and bring it back to King's Landing. And in doing so, Daenerys sends one of her dragons who gets killed and turned into a White Walker dragon.
Yeah, I didn't
So
watch
well
past-
done, Daenerys.
I didn't watch-
Again,
I haven't watched past the third season, so no idea.
it's good stuff. The last second to last season is good stuff.
Last season gets so much hate.
It's, I don't hate it. I think that it's fine. I think it is a way overhated. It's definitely flawed.
As most things are in television. Not all, but most. Anyways,
They tried to do 12 episodes worth of content in 6.
yeah, which, I mean, that's gonna be bad regardless,
Yes.
because you can't, that's not how time works.
Wait, are you saying that you can't compress somebody's transformation from rebellion leader to fascist into half the time you actually need? And make
White
it be
Walkers,
noticed?
wasn't that all those people that got together in Charlottesville at one time too?
Oh my god.
Yes,
Okay, just checking.
only slightly less effective.
Right.
But yeah. So, of course, Wrath, you walk in. As you walk in, you naturally draw the attention of the people inside, several of whom they are wearing lab coats, none of whom appear to be soldiers, who turn and look and sort of pause for a second. Because you know that Mandalorians are currently, for the most part, operating on the Sith Empire side of things.
Take off your helmet; it'll make things much easier.
Oh yeah, that'll make things better. But he will say,
seeing as you are not being held at gunpoint and don't seem to be pointing a gun at them, they cautiously put their clipboards down and wait for you to say something.
am I to understand that you're looking for a live rat ghoul or a live infected victim who hasn't transformed yet?
There's a moment of confusion as they think about what they were just talking about. Oh, you're inquiring about our rat ghoul vaccine. The lead scientist, female human, seems to step forward.
Yes, because having something that's effective at keeping myself and my compatriots from being turned into monsters would definitely be worthwhile while we're journeying out.
Ah, well, the vaccine does not last very long after its. Or, sorry, the virus does not last very long after its host perishes. Not even long enough to get back to a laboratory. So what we have needed in order to make an effective current vaccine is a sample of the current virus active. A live rat ghoul would unfortunately not be the form of it that we would need. That is, at that point, the virus has mutated to a different variation from what we're trying to prevent. We're hoping to prevent people from turning into rat ghouls, which means we would need a sample of the virus as it is in an infected host, but before they've become fully rat ghoul.
So it sounds like what you need is a live rat ghoul and a prisoner.
That's well, certainly a less ethical way of putting it, but no, what we'd rather have would be someone who was, if we can find someone who has been bitten but has not yet turned, whom we can
How long does this
hopefully-
virus take
whom
to
we
take
can hopefully
effect after
save.
someone's bit? How long does this virus take to take effect after someone's been bitten?
There's a bit of a sort of like a math breakdown amongst them very rapidly.
Quick confab.
We have to have 3 peer reviews, and it's just going to take a while to get that information.
Depending on constitution and general body mass, it can take anywhere between. Well, we've seen some smaller species, rat ghoul, transform into rat ghouls within hours, whereas larger humanoids tend to take upwards of a day.
You don't really have the time to find someone who's been bitten before they turn.
This has been our dilemma, yes.
Plunk just walks in the room. Chakwap. 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 Chakwap.
What is he saying?
Doctor. 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 Doctor.
One of them is a Bothan who looks back at you and sort of like barks a little bit in Bothan.
Right. You're right.
Which is for any of you that understand Bothan is doctor.
Right.
Is the only one.
Would Avasia count towards this? She lunged at someone. I don't know
No,
how. Okay.
that's not.
Mm.
That's mind
Do you
control.
say that? Do you
Less
say
likely.
that out loud?
I don't say it out loud, but I'm thinking it.
You don't know.
I'm mulling it over.
Do you have any insight into this virus from the metaphysical standpoint? As I've rarely seen a natural disease that does this sort of transformative process.
The Jedi been here and
Oh.
consulted.
Yes, we have had a Jedi visit. They didn't inform us of any sort of metaphysical information or inclination of the virus. No, as far as we're aware, it's a transformative virus, not too dissimilar from. It is a rare type of virus, but it is not unheard of. There are others on very specific planets that we have discovered previously, and rat ghouls are not limited to Taris. They are. We have seen them on multiple worlds throughout the Outer Rim.
I would consider that even more evidence that this is not natural.
It seems like it's. It seems that in what documentation we can find, it's spread from a. I'm not certain where the source world was, but it was some world during the Mandalorian Wars. Was actually before that, but likely before that. But there was a world that was destroyed during the Mandalorian Wars, from which it is believed that the rat ghoul virus originated. No supernatural event as far as any of our study is determined, but that does not mean that there isn't one. We have dead samples of the virus. We can confirm that it is in fact biological. The viral cells act something like cancerous cells in that they take over and modify and warp the behaviors and functionalities of the cells around them, forcing rapid genetic mutation, injecting themselves into DNA strands, and altering the functions of the body. They effectively force the body to alter itself, rather than doing it themselves in a surprisingly rapid and incredibly painful process, as far as we've been able to determine.
I might not be able to determine this from dead cells, but may I potentially examine such evidence for traces of the Force?
And you would be...
Gorsarath, a Force-sensitive adept.
a member of the Jedi Order.
No, independent.
Nope.
There's a wariness over the face there, as you say, independent.
I wasn't aware that was something a person could do.
We are here offering our assistance to the governor of Taris, the station, the main station.
Yes. Well, there's sort of like a hesitant cautiousness and also curiosity in the way they're sort of looking at you, Gorsarath.
Plunk leans over and in marginally passable basic says, Codex. Don't know if that's going to help, but you know.
I don't even know what you said.
Codex.
Oh.
Which was Black Pyramid's operating name that he used that he gave when he landed, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem to affect the scientists at all.
I figured
Well,
it was worth a shot.
I can absolutely vouch for we're simply here. We simply want to help. Could I potentially get some kind of...
Sure, make a charm roll. Difficulty 2.
Three successes and an advantage.
Yeah. So you sort of, in your calming fashion, sort of insert yourself in the conversations, easing some of the tensions about an unknown third-party Force user entering the room. Well, I'm not certain if you'll get anything strong off of it, but we do have some of our collected samples, and they'll sort of guide you towards their sort of their analysis machines that have some dead samples loaded into them. Just try not to touch anything, but feel free to. And sort of just gestures at the machine because you have no idea what you're going to do.
Yeah. I'll look over. Esty and Nereid are the ones who actually have the sense power. Does Plunk
Correct.
as well? Okay, yeah. So he'll indicate to Esty and Nereid if the two of you could join me in this.
Yep.
Nereid is suppressing right now.
You're a medical droid, so
Okay.
you have
all
another
right,
excuse.
I'll go over.
I'm going to look at it from more of a intellectual standpoint. Going to use, if I can, I'm going to use lore and see if I can identify any sort of Sith sorcery or any kind of arcane aspects to it.
Sure.
And then,
so lore check would be difficulty 5. Anyone that wants to make a sense roll can make a sense roll.
God damn it.
Yep, I'll do it since no one here is Force user.
This is the point where I remember one of the sense upgrades I have, which is control, which gains the ability to sense danger the moment before it strikes.
Oh well.
That would have been relevant.
Yeah.
Whoops.
or diff 5. Here's hoping I get some kind of miracle roll. I got some kind of miracle roll.
Yeah, you did. You had to think
Congrats.
real hard and got a migraine out of it, but you sure did. I will just simply try. I don't think anything's going to come of it, but I will try to use. I will use sense on.
Okay.
we got.
Whatever you just said, John, did not come in the mic.
Just
Yeah.
while we're waiting for Jeremy's roll.
Yeah. That's the force point roll. Mm.
Do you have one light side left if you want to take it?
I got 2 successes.
Yeah.
What it's
No,
worth.
it's fine.
Essie, you don't sense anything as you're sort of like focusing on this.
I'm a little bit emotionally clouded at the moment for some reason.
Nereus, you also don't sense any more than there is just natively around you lingering
Okay.
force essence on any of the. Course Wrath, you're thinking, and yeah, you do get a migraine.
Do I just turn all that into strain?
I'll turn all that into strain, reducing it by
Minus my 2 from resolve, so I take 4
Yeah.
strain.
Yeah, just get a real bad migraine as you're starting to you're thinking about things too hard. With 1 success, there's nothing that you can think of that would relate to this. Maybe if you were to study something on, maybe you could go like study in the archives on Korriban and find out something about transformative plagues, but at the moment, at least, you're not thinking of anything relevant.
Which he will sort of vaguely answer as, this is definitely beyond my personal field of expertise, likely older than anything I've seen before, but it's definitely worth looking into.
And yeah, Nereus, you and Esty says nothing.
I imagine it's far too dead to really pick up anything off of it.
Probably.
Per.
It is unique. The scientist will continue on. In one sense, in that most transformative viruses like this tend to continue to transform the subject until the subject becomes deceased. In this particular case, the virus itself also transforms as the progression continues. It goes from a more active state in the initial infection phase to a dormant form of life once the subject is fully transformed. And then to the state you see it in now once the subject is passed. All this at roughly the same rate that it transforms the subject as well. It seems to be a very aggressive virus.
It also seems to have an end goal in mind if every individual ends up the same.
There are variations. The variation seems largely to be based on the genetic makeup of the individual that was affected. We haven't yet seen or heard of any force sensitives being infected, but that's not necessarily to say they can't be, just that we haven't heard of them. It's possible that if a force sensitive were to be infected and change, that they simply would lose access to their force sensitivity, or lose the ability to manipulate it. It's largely variations on a theme, as far as we can tell. Similar in shape, but differentiating in stature.
Have any of these transformative viruses been so uniform in their effects?
Well, none of them have been so complete, but yes, largely. I'm just thinking of there is what is colloquially known as a vampiric virus, native to some of the Outer Rim worlds. It's not actually a vampiric per se, but it is a virus that tends to cause sapient humanoids, bipedal mostly, to develop a sudden and unquenchable thirst for the vital fluids of others, and sort of behaves almost in a rabies-like fashion from there on, where they become increasingly more manic as the virus alters their genetic structure to a form potentially capable of sustaining itself, though ultimately self-destructive after a certain level. Like I said, the transformation into vampire, she says with air quotes, is never fully complete. The functionality gets there, but the survivability does not. They do develop some amount of sunlight sensitivity and alterations to their physicality, but the final form ultimately degrades before it becomes sustainable. There was a scientist who was trying to work on stabilizing the virus, but he was jailed for war crimes, so.
This seems somewhat more coherent.
Yes, complete. It's an entire package as opposed to bits and pieces of one.
Would you suspect it being tailored as a weapon, perhaps, of an ancient civilization?
Very likely. It would be anyone's first guess upon viewing it, considering its uniform nature and completeness, but there's no evidence of tailoring in the design. If it was geniusly done so.
I don't. What was that?
So we fix it when we can fix it. Where are we going now?
Well, in regards to attempts to resolve this particular impasse that you're at, I don't suppose any of your scientists would be willing to journey into the field with a squad of individuals looking to resolve this.
We have a listening post stationed out near to the ancient hospital nearby, where we found the original vaccine plans. They've been keeping an eye out for any travelers or bandits or any other humanoids that might be living in the area, considering it's the largest concentration of rat ghoul activity nearby, hoping to catch one before they perish. We haven't been successful so far. Almost. There have been a few near misses, but they do have several on ice, shall we say, variations of the vaccine to incorporate any live specimens they're able to acquire into a rapid synthesized vaccine that will hopefully save whoever is infected, and then we can use their own vaccinated cells to replicate it. So we need the one, and that's where.
What direction is this listening post in?
Listening post is a little bit northwest of here. The hospital itself is to the west. So.
I look at Nerys. Does that match our reading?
Yes.
Worth investigating then. Shall we accomplish the other task that we were here for on a more credit sense before we do that? Or shall we do this one first? What is the rat ghoul activity like to the east? I say to the scientist.
Minimal to a point. There's not no activity, but there does seem to be a nexus of activity, possibly a hive of some kind within the hospital itself. Which is not surprising, considering that this would have been a hospital trying to, considering that they had a vaccine, this would have been a hospital trying to disseminate the vaccine at the time to as many people as possible. So they would have likely had many rat ghoul patients within its walls when Taris fell, and their efforts were not. But there is a similar nexus point, not immediately to the east, but a little bit further northeast past the lake. And I believe there have been some reports of a few more nexuses like this to the north.
How is activity in the vicinity of the lake itself?
Significantly more active on the north side, but not zero on the south side.
I look over at everyone else. I feel like being forearmed for this particular creature is better if we're going to accomplish this task. I feel like journeying towards the hospital to see if we can find what we're looking for to make this vaccine would be ideal first. What do the rest of you think?
Gotcha. Yeah, fine by me. That works.
I agree.
I would much rather be assaulted by rat ghouls in the vicinity of a group that can potentially treat it than potentially be bitten to the east and have to try and make our way back here.
Uh-huh.
The
Works for
scientists,
me.
the scientists look a little bit confused at your sort of interior line of questioning before they realize what it is you're talking about, and the lead one. Now, I must caution, this virus is very fast-acting and painful. I would not lightly suggest anyone willingly get themselves infected.
Oh, we're not going to. However,
No.
our mission here requires us to journey into areas that are dangerous, and given the nature of this virus, priority goes to the activities that would place us nearer to your listening post. So that in case of attack, we are much closer to a place that might be able to provide treatment.
We want to assist you in developing this vaccine.
In that case, are any of you medically inclined or trained?
Yes.
Indicates Nereus.
Poison Nereus.
Nereus, by the way, is not a medical droid right now. Nereus is a Mandalorian combat droid.
Combat chassis.
Looks at you. Multi-purpose unit.
Yes, indeed. I will pull out my medical kit.
Okay.
Full.
In that case, we do have some spares, and she will
Excellent.
move over to one of their refrigeration units, and actually reach in and pull out a small container. There's a power cell inside of it, keeping it temperature cooled. Brings it over and sort of hands it gingerly towards you. There are 6 doses of the partial vaccine in here. If you are capable of, if you do stumble across someone with the vaccine, with an active case of the virus, a sample of their blood into, and she'll sort of like walk you through
Yeah, I will
into
pay.
this part of the machine device will separate out the blood from the active virus, and then you simply need to apply it into here and use these chemicals. And she'll like walk through a quick step of like how to fabricate a test vaccine in the event of an infection.
Okay. How long approximately will that take? Is that something I can do, like, if
Mechanically,
At the time, or-
mechanically it takes a round
okay.
for it to fabricate one vial per night, and so you have 1 dose, 1 vial, basically.
Okay.
If it works, you can utilize the blood of the vaccinated individual to create more. And if you have more samples, we will be able to then, you can drop them off at either our forward listening post or here, and we'll be able to rapidly manufacture more.
Excellent. I will do my
If-
best.
If it works, the infected individual should not undergo any further change. In fact, the vaccine should force the actual virus to undo some amount of the damage that it's done. We don't know if it will be able to fully revert someone from being turned into a rat ghoul, but at the very least, it will prevent someone from being turned into a rat ghoul.
All right. I will take
So
it.
the idea being what progress has been made might get dialed back some, but it'll
To-
at
Will
least
get
stop
Right,
it
yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah, their expectation is that some amount of the progress will be undone, not necessarily all of it. But it will
and
stop.
it won't work on someone who's fully a rat ghoul.
Yeah,
already.
Like stabbing someone who's fully a rat ghoul will do nothing because, as you understand their explanation earlier, because the virus is different
Yep.
at that
Mhm.
point. It's dormant rather than actively changing anything, so the reprogramming wouldn't do anything.
'Cause
Other
it
than
ain't doing shit.
yeah, the reprogramming wouldn't do anything because the virus is in a dormant state until it gets into an infection, at which point it changes back into the active state, at which point the virus no longer would matter.
Right.
So
I will put that safely in my chassis.
you have 6 partial vaccines refrigerated in your chassis.
Cool.
Well, thank you for your assistance, and hopefully you'll find someone who is in need of a vaccine.
Hopefully so. And if our task is as effective as we think it will be to the west, we may be able to make conditions a little bit more viable in this area in general.
Obtaining this vaccine would be quite a boon. Literal shot in the arm for the reclamation services. So.
Even that aside, there are things active in the force in this region that I feel are stirring the wildlife to aggression.
Yep.
I haven't heard anything
Which
about
may
that.
include the rat ghouls.
Possibly. Well, I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for, and I doubly hope you find something for that vaccine.
Okay, let's go.
She
Let's get moving.
sort of like thanks you once more as you head out. Alright, so you are in the middle of the forward operating base of the Taris Reclamation Services. You've just left the medical bay where they were manufacturing bits of the vaccine. You have 6 vials of partially created vaccine that's just waiting for some live samples of the active virus. Well, what you doing now?
Shall we head west to try and dispose of this essence?
You mean the source of this, or
Yes.
that? No, that is going to be very dangerous. It is stronger that direction.
Yes,
Find
it's
a
also
better
that's
option.
also the direction of the listening post where the doctors
That was
are.
to the northwest.
Yeah, the hospital itself was to the west.
Yeah.
And the listening post is northwest. So the old hospital would be roughly about where that energy is coming from.
Okay, but the listening post is where there is another like unit of medical personnel.
Yes.
Which will probably be closer to the hospital once we get there than here is. Basically, if we go to the hospital and get in trouble, we run for the listening post, not back here to the forward operating base, because it's going to be a longer trip if we try and run back here.
And if we go to the lake and we get in trouble, running back here is going to be
the only option.
Yeah.
Yup.
And the lake is supposedly a day's hike out.
Unless Nereis can fabricate that vaccine successfully.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I feel like getting to the heart of this issue will do more good in the long term. In fact, will likely make our other mission here much easier.
Getting to the heart of this is exactly what I want to do.
Plunk goes into a long description that can basically be summed up in you don't hunt the Tuscans when a crate dragon is roving in the area.
No, you hide from the crate. Oh God.
It's a Tatooine thing. You have to be from there. Don't worry about it.
If we want to, Nerys, if we want to hide from all of our problems, there are planets we can go to and never look at any of this stuff again. Ever. In any situation where there's any threat to people.
Fine.
Look, don't you want to throw some rocks at zombies? Because I want to throw some rocks at zombies.
No, I don't want to throw rocks at them. I want.
Well, you've got a lightsaber, whatever it is you use, but you know.
Fine. We'll go to the hospital.
Science.
Ozia will just pat Plunk on the head.
And if we get lucky, we'll stumble across someone who's just been attacked by rat ghouls and be able to fabricate a vaccine immediately.
Yeah, lucky. Don't let them bite you.
I have no intention of it.
Okay.
I don't think anyone would.
Wonder if I can pull their teeth out of their mouth.
But try to limit myself to being bitten once a day, unless it's somebody I really, really like.
Let's go.
So you're saying you still have mixed feelings towards me?
No. Okay, there are other qualifiers in this situation. Like, look, I'm down to be a unicorn, but not a unicorn burger.
Ooh. Good thing Plunk doesn't know what that is.
All right. So you head towards the hospital.
Yep.
The terrain is rough, mostly because it is ruins with unpaved terrain, unpaved ground and gravel where there isn't ruins. Go ahead and someone roll me a D100.
I'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
$55.
Right down the middle.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
All right. So, as you are making your way towards the hospital,
We're beset by 55 rat ghouls.
no,
Okay.
not 55.
Okay, good. 155.
Next week, join us for werewolf.
You are.
We're not ready yet.
1,000.
You
And we have
hear.
to live.
Everyone, go ahead and give me perception difficulty 2.
You have 2. Cool. One threat.
Success and a threat.
right.
Two successes and a
I'm
threat.
using
Keep it going,
slow
guys.
At this point, let's do it. Perception.
Three successes and a threat.
Yes.
One success with the force.
All right.
But-
So, in ascending order, Plunk, you have taken to butting some of the debris around you with your walking stick.
Yep.
Just clearing the path a little bit.
Yep. Nothing interesting.
Korsarath, you mostly are hearing the rattle of debris as Plunk is smacking things with the stick. Similarly, Neres, the two of you are mostly being distracted by Plunk at the moment. Avasia and Esti, amidst the sound of debris clattering made by Plunk's staff, you hear additional debris shifting. I need everyone to go ahead and roll me some initiative. Everyone except for Esti and Avasia are unaware or unprepared.
I'm prepared.
So Esti and Avasia
Remove
are
all
prepared.
difficulties. Here we go. Damn, Plunk.
Why do you have a boost die, Plunk?
Ooh.
Because I have the force talent Unseen Senses, I think it is. No, Uncanny Reactions, excuse me. 1 boost die per rank on all vigilance checks,
Nice.
including initiative.
Nice.
Yeah. He's a jumpy little fucker, is what it means.
Why are they spelled that way? Why is
'Cause that's how
Star
it's-
Wars-
Because that's how it's spelled.
Rack Ghoul.
Right.
Rat Ghoul. It was a T.
No, it's
sound.
rat.
No,
It's a-
it's
it's a
been
K.
Rack Ghoul.
I
this
have not
entire
heard it that
time.
way,
It's
okay.
been,
Yeah,
it's been
no, I
Rack
heard
Ghoul
rat.
this whole time.
Rack.
I heard
Ghoul.
rat too.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a really weird pronunciation because
Plus you got a plosive blending into
the difference between tig and k is very
Tig.
low.
Yep.
So first PC slot.
Can we see the enemy?
Nope.
Okay.
This is why only two of you are aware that they're there.
Right.
Maybe we should let one of the people who's aware go first.
Probably. Especially because they would need to make the rest of us aware.
I know we're on. Never mind. Yeah. No. I will. I'll take it. Just to. SD pulls out her lightsaber.
Huh?
Fires it up, and since nobody can hear her lightsaber firing up because it's silent,
Yep.
goes, guys, we've got company.
Good. Everyone's alert now.
Oh, you will be alert, and so like this is all how this sort of happening simultaneously. So
Yep, yep, yep.
SD. There.
Yep.
Anything else?
She will step back, and I don't know how we were all positioned in relation to each other. But she'll go shoulder to shoulder with whoever is closest to her.
All right.
Probably either Nerys or Corsarath if we were keeping the same marching order we had getting out of the van. Getting out of the
Vazi
transport.
is still staying
I
away
mean,
from us,
it
so-
sounded like Plunk was in front based on John's description, so I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
nothing
no, I want
against
to be in
Plunk,
the middle.
but
I don't want to be on an edge. of
Essie is not
anything.
laying on the ground, so she can go shoulder to shoulder with Plunk.
Right? Yeah. No, that's fair. You could
Just
go
get on
like
your
you
knees.
could go maybe like thigh to shoulder with Plunk.
Yeah.
So you're all in basically engaged range with each other right now, so you can
Okay.
be next to whoever you feel like.
All right.
All right, next PC slot.
Can we see
Uh,
these things now that we've been alerted?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Being alerted, I would like to be the support if people would allow, so that I can give everyone bonuses for this round.
Cool.
Cool. I will use my action to use battle meditation.
Make a roll.
Splendid.
Force powers. Don't fuck me. Sweet.
Nice.
The user may spend. So let's see what the specifics of this are. I don't know if it's how restricted it is. Battle meditation, base power. User may spend force point to add 1 automatic success to all checks made by a number of engaged friendly targets up to his presence before the end of his next turn. The user may not activate this multiple times. So yeah, everyone gets 1 automatic success on any checks they make until the end of my next turn.
Cool.
Damn. Okay.
So what's your presence?
5. So everyone.
Yeah, so everyone. Yep.
Do we get, sorry, what?
1 automatic success on all checks until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Yep. So every time you roll, just add in a success.
And then I will use my maneuver. I believe there's a defensive maneuver.
Yeah.
Where the hell are the maneuvers and actions? Guarded stance. Yes. I will take the guarded stance.
Which does what?
What's a setback on everything that tries to attack you, right? Something like that.
It's
Okay.
I
It's effectively a defense, giving you 1 defense.
think. Let me see if I can find where it says how to do that in the game. Conflict and combat maneuvers. Guarded stance. A character who performs this maneuver adds a setback die to any combat checks he makes. However, he also gains melee defense +1 until the. So yeah, I get a setback, but so does everybody else who attacks me.
Well, melee
Yep.
specifically.
Yeah, melee defense.
All right. NPC turn. So, bursting from the rubble nearby, a pack of 3 rat ghouls lunge out from underneath the ground, having burrowed their way out, right at Plunk.
Hey, he gonna be dead.
Two bonus for their underground lunge.
Notably, because of how initiative works, if I delay my next turn to the end of the next round, we get more time out of the battle notation.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's valid.
All right, so that's going to be 7 damage. Does any of you get
Cool.
Plunk?
Oh, all but one of it.
Hey! They are going to use. So that's Pierce 1. So you lose 1 of your soak.
Oh, so all of it.
And they are going to. I can either hit you 2 more times or crit you once. They're gonna crit you.
Okay.
So go ahead and
just roll a
crit.
straight crit?
Vicious 2, so plus 20.
Plus 20. So 20 for the offset.
John?
Click out of that.
Huh?
Boom.
Could I have? Sorry, there was one thing that I forgot I wanted to do. Can I commit my
Flip
force?
Fun light destiny to dark side.
Sorry, Jeremy.
It's okay. Can I? Remember that thing that I mentioned that I forgot that I had for the attack? Can I have spent or committed my force die to my sense to upgrade the difficulty of attacks at me?
Yes.
Okay, that's the ability.
Nice.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So Plunk got a character critical of discouraging wound, which means we flip our last light side to the dark side.
As this this bloody gash cuts across your Jawa robes. All right. I need you to make a roll for me. Second.
Cool. I'm guessing it's resilience or something.
Let's see.
That's the thing. Discipline. In which case you have the boost from.
Yes, I do have 2 boosts
This
if
is
it's
not a
discipline,
discipline
but
check.
I was gonna say, but I'm assuming it's not one of those.
No, I just need to look up the specifics real
Shoot.
quick. Yeah, you've suffered at least 1 wound, so you need
Mhm.
to make a daunting resilience check, difficulty 4.
You have the upgrade for enhanced to let you use it with resilience.
Oh, fuck no. All right, so I'm gonna roll. Hey, that's 3 failures and a threat.
All right.
I'm a
so-
fragile boy.
Oh boy.
Thou art infected, good sir.
Probably.
So I need you to roll a d100 for me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So who's your next character?
I don't have one yet. 32.
All right. So as you stumble back from the attack,
Mm-hmm.
you feel this sudden sharp jolt of pain
Mm-hmm.
ripple through you. Take 2 strain,
Okay.
and you have 1 setback on your next roll.
Okay. Took a strain. 1 setback on my next roll. Cool. Excellent.
All right. And just mark 1. Just mark 1 virus critical for me somewhere, just so that you know.
Okay.
Do I know when he's? Would I know when or if he's infected?
Nope.
Okay.
PC slot.
Plunk wants to go next.
Sure.
Go for
Okay,
it.
cool. So we're surrounded by a whole bunch of debris and shit.
You are.
I'm gonna try Are these guys considered engaged with me?
Yes.
So that's a difficulty 1 ranged attack, but with a setback because of my last round.
Ranged attacks and
I'm
engaged are difficulty 2.
not according to the rule book.
Short range is difficulty 1. Engaged goes back up to 2.
Right, because you're fighting a range up and in melee.
No. Page 210, range band, engaged, difficulty easy. It doesn't get to average until you get to medium. Table 6-1.
Easy plus modifiers depending on weapon used.
Right. I'm not using a weapon.
Hang on. Let me
So
take a
there's
look.
no modifiers. Look, I'm dropping a very large rock on the heads of these things that are right in front of me.
Ranged modifier. Condition. Engaged with ranged light. 1 + 1
Mhm.
difficulty.
Yeah,
Where's
based on the size, page 217, the thing that it told you that pointed you at for range modifiers.
Oh, okay.
So it's 1 difficulty plus
Okay.
1 for using
Plus
ranged
1.
light and
Okay.
engaged.
So range 2. Okay.
The reason that it
I
points you
understand
there is
now.
because if you're using ranged heavy, it's +2 difficulty when you're engaged. So
Okay.
three.
So
And if
that's
you-
just the baseline, and
And gunnery just can't be made when
that
engaged.
makes
Because
sense.
the bigger the gun is, the harder it is to use in melee.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you
Well-
have to make a gunnery check, you just can't use it in melee.
If I make a maneuver to get to short range to them then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. He's gonna make a maneuver to get to short range to them, which would drop
Now
it down to
it's-
1 again, right?
Now it's 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's the way it
Um,
works. Is like short range is like 10 feet away.
Okay.
Engaged is in your face.
In up in your grill.
Which
Okay.
is why short range is 1 difficulty and engaged is 2.
All right. Let's see if I can hit them. Boop.
You also add an automatic success to that battle meditation.
Okay. Yes. All right. So, I have 3 force points to use and 3 successes flat as is. I can spend force points to increase the silhouette up, able to be targeted. Okay.
Is there a
And this
silhouette
is-
2 boulder to throw at someone?
I was gonna say, I'm assuming I can find a silhouette 2 piece of debris that I can
No.
throw at
The
somebody.
largest bit of debris you can find is silhouette 1.
Okay.
As a reminder, silhouette 2 is the size of a land speeder.
Right. Like a big rock.
Much bigger than it's the size of a car. A rock the size of a car.
Yeah.
A large boulder the size of a small boulder.
small boulder.
Yeah,
There
large
you
boulder
go.
the size of a
Right.
small boulder.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the loose debris that's around you. Silhouette
Now,
1.
are these rat ghouls operating as a single unit of 3?
They are.
rat
Yeah,
ghouls?
they are a mini
Okay.
unit of 3.
All right.
Yes.
All right. They're mini unit 3. Okay. So yeah, I will chuck the biggest thing that I can at them and hit them for as much as I can.
So silhouette 1 piece of debris.
Silhouette 1, so the damage is 10 plus the 2, so damage 12, I assume,
All right.
because 2 extra successes.
They are able to soak some of that. All right. So you kill one of them.
Nice. Squish.
Splat.
You sort of splatter one of the rat ghouls with a rock.
Yeah, we'll go with that, I think. Yep. Squash.
All right.
And then, yeah, moving to short range would be back towards / into / behind the group, probably. Because I'm at 1 hit point.
Oh boy.
Another PC slot.
Vazia will go if that's okay.
Yep.
The one in front of Plunk, is it still alive?
I mean, Plunk's not in front of it anymore, but there are 2 left of that group.
Then I'm going for those.
Make ye an attack.
What's the
Uh,
difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be difficulty 2 with 1 setback die.
That's
3
an extra.
successes.
There's 4 successes in there because of battle meditation. I will be the automatic
Okay,
battle
then
meditation.
4
reminder.
successes. Thank you.
So that's 8, 9. That's 11 damage. You notice as you go in to slice, that your lightsaber doesn't cut into them as cleanly as you would expect. It doesn't you don't just slice right through like you do normal flesh. You still do more damage than their soak reduces the damage to, but just as you find out as you hit them with the lightsaber that they're resilient to the damage of the lightsaber. As you kill a second one.
Yeah,
Have
that's
any
certainly.
strain or anything you want to spend those advantages on?
Oh, yeah. Can I spend these to get rid of my... wait, do I still have strain? Yes, I do. Can I spend these to get rid of my strain?
Sure. 1 strain per, so you can spend 2 for 2 strain.
I can get 2 strain back. Okay.
Nice.
Right. Last PC slot.
All
There's-
right. Well, as far as I'm aware, that's all of them. So there's one left.
There's one left, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say to Plunk, let me know if you feel weird. Keep talking. And I'm gonna take my lightsaber and
Talk
go
about
after-
what? These intestines I'm holding?
Does that mean yours or someone else's?
Look like
I
his.
dropped a rock on them. How would I have gotten their intestines?
It looks like his.
I'm gonna take care of the last ones here. Because
There you go.
that's the priority. Lightsaber attack at the
Yeah.
thing. Hey,
There's another one in there.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 success.
So yeah, you feel that resistance to the lightsaber, but you have more than enough to just blast through that group, that final rat ghoul.
Yep, and back up close to Punk if I still have enough movement.
Goes one action to attack and then a maneuver to move. Yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
All right. Next NPC slot. The rubble shifts as another group burst out. These are attacking
Okay.
Esty. So the attack is upgraded because of your ability.
Correct.
Difficulty is upgraded. I'm going to go
I was like,
ahead.
that's a terrible ability, SD.
I'm going to flip a dark side to upgrade their attack.
Hey.
Oh, good.
Bonds. Do you have any melee defense?
Yes, 1.
1 setback.
It's the ability called Open Butt Flap.
All right. So that is 7 damage.
Okay.
You can soak that. How much do you take?
So I take 5 then.
Okay. They are going to spend those 2. So it's Pierce 1, by the way.
So I take 6 then.
Yeah.
Okay. They are going to use those 2 advantages to hit you with a linked strike, which means you take another 7 damage with Pierce 1.
Okay.
All right. And I need you to make.
No, you don't, because I'm down.
Oh, that's fun. So go ahead and make a critical roll for me.
Yeah.
Critical wound roll.
I'm at 1 over my max.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I do not have a max.
They're ambush predators. They're not very strong, but they hit.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
You rolled a
Wow.
98. Wait, hang on. Why? Oh, do you still have a
What?
critical injury?
No.
Oh, so turn off your previous heal your previous critical injury, and then roll it again.
There isn't one.
Do you
Well,
have an
go back.
offset typed into the
No,
critical roll off?
I specifically deleted the offset out.
Hold
Huh.
on. Let me take a look at
Hold on, let me
yours.
heal that.
Oh yeah. If you have one that's turned off but still there, it's active.
I don't see any. It's blank.
Huh.
Like it's literally blank. There is nothing unless you see one that you could go in there. If you see one
Yeah,
that
we
I
open-
don't see.
Why do you have an offset as if you have a previous critical injury still? Character sheet. Critical injuries, none. NPC sheet. Critical injuries, none. Companion sheet. Critical injuries, none. Group sheet. Vehicle sheet. Hits, none. Character sheet. Critical injuries, none. Why does it think you have?
I don't know. I will
Injury.
try to re-roll again. See
Yeah,
what
go ahead.
happens.
Yeah, it still says that you've got.
All right,
a-
I'm gonna do this then. Minus 10.
Ah.
Hang on a
There.
minute.
There you go.
I was gonna say you can also just like punch in 98 and hit add critical, but we'll go with that.
I prefer this.
I feel
I like
that's a
this
better
one
choice.
better.
So you're staggered.
'Kay.
You
Oh,
can't perform an
good.
action next turn. Go
There
ahead.
will be a point, I promise. There will be a point where I will actually be able to make an attack in this game.
One of
It
these
hasn't,
days.
it literally has not happened yet with this character.
You killed a guy in a bathroom.
That does not count.
Okay.
That was not a combat attack.
That's fair. That was
I don't
just
even think I rolled the dice.
No.
No, you did. You did. Now I'm wondering if there's like a character. Like, do I have a critical offset?
Is there like a global critical offset somewhere? Yeah.
Not that I can see.
Hang on. Let me roll my character sheet and see if it does the same thing. Just for giggles. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just as
Nope,
it
my
thinks has
sheet's just broke.
You have a
You're
phantom
cursed.
critical. Wait, hang on.
Nope. Oh,
I
have we-
don't
have
think
we
it
had
would
an idea?
count. I think I might know what you're thinking.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
I bet there is a critical, like a critical tracker in the attributes part of the thing. Character sheet. Yep.
Oh,
character crit total right
attributes.
there. Yep. It was up by 1.
Ah.
There. I fixed it.
Who's trying to secretly get me killed by adding offsets?
I don't know. Who
Wait,
would do
wait.
something like that?
Where's
Ne-
what?
In the attributes and abilities, you can find the character critical
The
number, and
yeah.
it was set to 1. It had been set to 1 before SE rolled.
the hard code for all of the
Character
stuff that gets put in the pretty spots.
Huh.
Anyways,
Interesting.
now that we've solved that, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, okay, sure.
Actually, sorry, no. Sorry, before that, resilience check difficulty 4. I forgot that part. We'll keep that D100 for the first
This will
roll.
go well. Yeah, that went about as well as I was going to go.
Wow. Wow.
So because
That's
this
6 failures.
this
I
still
mean,
happens,
technically, it's only 5 failures because battle meditation.
so
I was
because
say you actually have an automatic success.
so because this still happens, even though you're going unconscious, as it were, as the light is fading, you feel a sharp jolt of pain. You take 2 strain, and you'll have a
Okay, sure,
setback on
sure,
your
why
next
not?
roll. Now roll another D100 plus 25.
Okay, so just add 25 to this. 79.
All right.
Nice. Wait.
Not you can't tell this now because you're unconscious, but you have a rising fever now. Take an extra wound, and you have 2
I
setback
can't.
die on every roll.
Yeah, you still can.
Now you're 2 over
Just-
instead of 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's still
does that mean I make another critical roll?
No, you only take a critical roll if you get hit while you're.
I just making sure. I did take additional
Oh, yeah.
damage.
No,
You
that's
did.
fair.
You did, but this is
It's
from
a valid
the-
question.
This
but
would
no.
have this would have all happened at the same time, so it wouldn't because you
dope.
suffered 2 infections.
It's okay. We've got another group of Racco minions coming, so you know.
Right? So that's their turn. Third group launches themselves at Avasia. Avasia, what is your melee defense?
Is 2.
2?
Oh yeah, I had a melee defense when I got attacked.
You?
Yeah, I have a melee defense because of my lightsaber pike.
Ah. This would be why when I asked you for what your melee defense was, you should have said 1, not 0.
Yep.
Go ahead and I'm going to flip another dark side because things are looking dark side.
Because it worked so well for you last time.
It did.
Yeah.
It was really great. That's two setback dice. As another group of rock ghouls leaps out from the debris to attack Avasia. 7 damage, pierce 1. Do you take any of that?
Hold on. Yes, I do.
Okay. So how much do you take?
3.
All right. So they are going to. I'm going to spend 4 of that. Yeah, because I think the number is the number of times I can use it. I'm going to spend 4 of
great.
those to hit you 2 more times for the same amount. So that's another 3, so it's total 9.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a resilience difficulty 4.
That's a 3 success.
That's a success. Now I need to make it another resilience difficulty 4. And another resilience difficulty 4.
Good thing you got all that, Braun.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, yeah. So you are not infected.
Awesome.
Now Jeremy can start singing the song from Reaper of the Genetic Opera as we go to the first PC slot.
Yeah.
Does Jeremy know that song?
Infected.
I didn't know the one that you were taking. I
I was like, there's a lot of things that might be appropriate here, but
There
you know.
really might.
Lord,
Yeah, that's
Rainbow
what I said.
Six. All right, first PC slot.
I'm unconscious. I am not taking that slot. So, I mean, I could, but then I don't do anything with it other than Twitch.
I mean, Plunk
Um,
is willing to throw more rocks at people.
I was about to say.
All right, let's do it.
Somebody take it, or I will take it and just Twitch because I enjoy being a chaos demon.
Everyone else take it before me, except for maybe Esty, so that I can hold out battle meditation as long as
Come on,
possible.
you mean you don't want SG to get a success on their Twitch?
And
It is
Are
holding,
these-
on-
are they-
holding
are-
back my subscribers, man.
yep, are the Reckles still in short range to me?
Yes, at this point.
Okay. Make sure I have my difficulty set properly.
I get to take
Yes.
advantage of it too because it goes away at the end of my next turn. Battle meditation,
I-
very
I
good
think-
force
I
power.
think we'll take that. I can still only find silhouette 1 stuff.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's still plenty of successes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The
Here's a question.
force points don't count as successes, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I was just counting the force points that I had. Here's a question. It says I can spend force points to increase targets affected equal to magnitude upgrades. Can I hit both groups?
Let me look at that. Let's look at that's for the basic power. We need to look at the actual force throw action to see if you because the force throw action is a separate thing.
Yeah, it's in a different section of the tree, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if that applied or not.
But it says
It's all on page 298 and thereabouts.
I mean, this is obviously up to the GM, but it sort of looks like you could use the magnitude upgrades to basically link By throwing multiple objects at the same target.
Hurl objects to damage targets by making a ranged combat check combined with a move power check, dealing damage equal to 10 times silhouette. Yeah, so the move is actually the number of objects you pick up and throw. So I would say that, yeah, you could use it effectively as a linked effect. So every additional object you target is an additional object you throw at the target.
Okay, cool. So yeah, with 3 successes and an advantage, I will totally link as many times as I can.
So you have to...
So you have up to your magnitude, basically.
Right.
Well, no, so you have to... First, you have to spend an additional strength to increase the silhouette from 0 to 1.
Right. So that's 1.
So that's 2.
That's 2.
One to,
right.
One to move,
one extra.
One to size.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then you've got 4 that you can spend on additional targets.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. So. Oh, sorry. No, you can spend 1 on additional targets. Sorry.
Okay.
Because it doesn't say you can do it repeatedly. It just says you spend 1 to increase equal to the number of magnitude. So how many magnitude
yeah,
do you have?
and I've only got 1 magnitude upgrade, so I can do it once more,
once.
basically.
It does say the user may activate this multiple times, increasing the number of targets by this number each time. However, remember that the user must still spend force points to activate the power's actual effects.
What does that say?
It's in the full description of the magnitude upgrade.
Oh, okay. So then it would be 3 each. So it would be 2 for the first object and then 3 for the second object.
And I have 6, so that's enough for
and then
2.
3 for a third object, but you don't have
Right.
first.
But I don't have enough force points for that. So yeah. All right. So one of the groups is getting 2 silhouette, 1 boulders hucked at their heads with an extra 2 successes. So that's 12 damage and 12 damage.
So yeah, you take out 2 of them.
Okay. And I'm gonna get a strain back.
All right.
Because
Next
I
PC
might be
slot.
all fucked up, but at least I'm in a good frame of mind.
Next PC slot.
There's 4 of them left.
There are 4 of them left. 1 in
Yeah.
one group and 3 in another.
3 in the other. Yeah.
Okay.
Avazia or Nerees. One of you two.
You want to go? Because I'm fine whenever.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. I don't know if I can tell what's happening with Esty.
You can't tell if anybody's infected just by looking.
Okay.
But you can probably tell that they're unconscious and on the ground.
That you can definitely
Yeah.
tell.
And I mean, if they're running a fever, you can probably tell that once you start doing medicine on them.
Do these things seem to be, once she's down, are they continuing? Can I tell that? Or I'm wondering if she's
At the
if-
moment,
if
they're
she
just
might
sort
get
of
eaten.
at the moment. What you saw was one of them like tackled into her, and the other 2 piled on, and
Okay.
now she's just underneath them.
Okay. I'm going to try and clear them out then.
Similarly, the 3 that were attacking Avasia tried to do the same thing, but Avasia managed to shrug them off, and then a pair of boulders hit 2 of them.
Right.
Again, I don't mind being in the middle of a dog pile, but wrong context.
I just really like the idea that because Esty was like prepared for an attack and was upgrading the difficulty, Esty was like in ready stance facing one direction, and then they came from the other direction.
All right, I'm gonna lightsaber at them. Let's do it. 2, I already had it set. Okay.
Are you made the one next to Avasia or the 3 on top of Esty?
The ones on Esty.
All right, so you maneuver back into engaged range.
Yep.
Just
Attack?
don't get a despair, please.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, yeah.
7.
So
Or no, 6. Yeah, you're right.
6.
6.
I
one
already
down.
did the math.
Good,
One
good job.
down.
Good job.
Yep.
And that's your turn. So that's a maneuver in action. Unless you want to take straight and make a second maneuver.
Yeah. Let's.
Battle meditation is good force power.
It is. It's very good.
Wrong
Pretty
button.
top notch.
How many of these do I have right now? Just the one. No, we gotta save that.
Mara looking at an inventory of stim packs. Oh, I've only got one.
Yeah. Hey,
Yep.
Essie's only at 2. It's at 2 under. It's fine.
listen.
No big deal.
I need to use that like on well,
Someone who's unconscious
I
with
I
more
can't,
wounds
I
than their
actually
wound
can't
total.
do another medical check on Esther right now,
Yeah,
right?
That's a fair point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it might be worth stim packing SD.
Yeah, I'm gonna stim pack her.
All right.
It's my last one.
You have the ability that increases the potency of your stim packs.
Nope.
Right.
Isn't that
SD,
physician? Oh no, that's Stimpack
You
specialist.
heal
That's right.
5 wounds, SD.
Yay!
So you go from -2 to
Congrats.
+3, which means you're awake.
With
But
3
I
rec
still
goals
don't
on
get
top.
an action.
Right. 'cause
It's
you're
true.
Because that's your critical injury.
But you
get
can
a
maneuver. You can get away from them at least.
Can you at least do that?
Yeah, she'll be able to do that on her turn. Should be able to at least.
Next
SD,
PC slot.
aka Stunlock Magnet.
Here's the
Get up.
question. Do you think the person whose emotional weaknesses are guilt and recklessness are going to leave one person with 2 rack ghouls?
I'm not. I mean, I'm not alive. So like,
The answer is no.
idiot.
Really, the only person you're leaving with the Radicals is Avasia. She already tried to take a bite out of you.
That's not. You just. Nerys just ran
I
up to
I
2.
know. Next PC slot. Avasia, SD, or Corserath?
Affected.
Avazi will take it if that's okay.
Yeah, get up
Go
there.
for it.
All right.
Do it.
She is the one that wasn't hit by the rock alive.
Yes.
Yes, that's the only one left in that group.
Because
Yep.
it wasn't hit by the rock.
I will take that one out then.
Attack roll.
What's the difficulty on these?
2 difficulty, 1 setback.
Battle meditation still in effect.
Hell yeah.
5 successes. Also, you can crit them if you want, or set them on fire. Oh wait, no,
Oh, I want to set them on fire.
no, sorry, that's Ronin's broad saber that you have for some reason.
Oh, why do I still have that?
Nah.
I rolled the wrong one.
Let's not set them on fire. I don't think fire is the thing that will assist here. That'll just introduce fire to the equation.
Also, they're minion groups.
Why do you have
I
Ronin
don't know why I
Shield?
have that. I feel like he gave it to me at some point.
He did. I'm just trying to remember when.
Yeah. I meant to hit the one above it.
I feel like it was
I
recent.
hit the wrong one.
I feel like it was recent. I just don't remember when.
Can I go ahead and use my
Oh,
saber?
he gave it to her because he was staying behind in the ship while we went into Saf's cruiser.
Right. Can I re-roll with my saber? Because
Yeah, go ahead.
I need to take the other one off.
4 hits.
4.
All right, yeah, you killed the last one of that group. Next PC slot.
Oh, now that Esty's conscious, feel free.
I mean, I will get up.
Nowhere to stay.
So now that I am conscious, do I have any?
Oh yeah, no, you definitely feel feverish, and you're like rickety in pain.
Okay, well that at least balances. I will actually. I don't know if I can give fever to a droid. You're literally probably the only person that I am safe to be around right now. So I will go back to back And basically, I'm basically just leaning against you to steady myself so I don't fall back over.
Great, cool.
So yeah, back to back with him.
All right. Last PC slot.
So Corsarath pulls his hands away from each other as he'd been meditating for the entire round, with everyone just staring, like all the rat ghouls around him, and he pulls his lightsaber out. Well, this isn't exactly the way we wanted it to go, but I believe you've got uses for that vaccine now, Nerys, Corsarath says as he rushes to finish off the last 2 rat ghouls.
All right.
Difficulty 2, 1 setback. I'm going to dual wield, so it will actually be difficulty 3.
Hook 'em up.
4 successes.
Nice.
I don't have enough advantages to trigger linked, but
Do you have enough to trigger crit? Oh, no, wait.
I don't have any advantages.
You don't have any advantage. Sorry, I was seeing the 2 standard ones there, and my brain was
Alright,
like, yeah,
you
no, there's 2
kill-
advantages right there.
You kill one of them,
There's 1 left.
and it's their turn. Minions are significantly less threatening when there's only one of them,
Yep.
but these are rat ghouls, and they
So
don't care.
threatening.
So it's gonna take a bite out of course. Or try. What's your melee defense, Corsarath?
4.
4. And the dark side.
I will parry that.
6 damage, pierce 1.
How
What'd you
much
parry?
do I parry that? I parry all of it.
Right. Yeah, you parry all of it as they attack you with the claws. It's not gonna last long. I'm going to assume. Actually, no, because someone hasn't attacked yet. First PC slot. Who would like to go?
I think
Thank
Esty
you.
should be allowed to.
Yeah,
Thank
Esty, take
you.
your turn.
Motherfucker, it's fine. I'll miss. Yeah, I'm a swing.
1 setback.
What?
Difficulty 2, 1 setback.
Okay,
Spend some light side. It's almost the end of the night.
Yeah, do it.
that's true. Yeah, sure. Upgrade.
I am sorry you don't have fucking goddamn.
Ah!
Son of a bitch!
I was literally saying you don't have battle meditation anymore.
Holy fuck!
That makes sense. No, it's good. It's good. This is yep.
You roll, and like you're a little feverish, so your vision's a little woozy, and you just.
Yep.
You're pretty
Did I
certain you
hit
hit
it?
it.
Nerys, should I hit it?
Went wide. Nerys.
Can Plunk drop a rock on it?
Yeah,
close
you
this
hit
out?
it. I'm gonna pull up the vaccine.
Next PC slot. Hang on.
Oh yeah, no, definitely do that first, Nerys. Go.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna pull out the vaccine and administer as directed.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna have to
Yeah, that
acquire
feels
some
so
of
good.
Esty's blood.
I'm gonna start that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's very easy to acquire some of Esty's blood right now.
And I'm just gonna like shift so that I am blocking her woozy vision of what I'm assuming someone's
Okay.
gonna take care of this thing.
All right. Hey, SD, can I have that triumph to upgrade my attack?
Sure.
Sweet. I'm gonna spend a light side point too
Upgrade twice.
for 2 upgrades. I wanna make sure this thing goes down. Hopefully, we'll see.
Miss.
All right. Right? Yeah. Cannot wait to see.
Wow.
Huh? Yeah, no, because I can't turn them into successes,
Oh.
even if I flip another light side
God
point.
damn it.
This
So yeah,
fucking
Rock
rat
comes sailing out of left field and
The
just
rat ghoul matrix dodges it.
right.
As the
Just
old,
like
as
And
the,
it just
claws
plows
against
into
the
me.
rock. Yep.
No, it doesn't plow into you. It goes past. It sails past.
What was that?
You hear Plunk
Nothing.
go,
Look
"Ah,
this way. You have to count 3 and
Hey,
pay
Avazia, you
Listen,
get a
I'm-
boost die from me.
I'm the only one left next
no.
to it.
Avasia's
Okay.
next to it still. You're still engaged.
No, Vasi is next to her pile.
It's all engaged. It was all in the same area.
Okay.
Somebody,
Seems low.
whoever goes next gets a boost die.
Kill it.
Next piece.
Do you want to go or should I
I'll go ahead and go.
go?
Miss.
All right.
Miss.
John?
Plunk would have hit it, but he
No,
was
yeah,
busy
yeah,
slipping
so-
on his own intestines.
Look, at this point, I support. I want this Reckle to be
Right?
the end game boss who gets away and like 90 sessions in the future.
That
This
rat
is
goes
the
back.
enemy.
I'm pretty certain
Unfortunately-
he's cut open and lit on fire.
Yeah, Avasia slices through it. And as we
His
close,
spirit lives strong.
as we close on the evening, I need Plunk and Esty to make difficulty 4 resilience rolls.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'm excellent at those. Make sure you take off your setback dice.
Thank you.
Yep. 3 failures and a threat.
Oh.
2 failures and 2 threats.
All right, so
I think
Plunk.
mine's better.
Plunk roll me a D100 plus 25. Esty roll
Yep.
me a D100 plus 50.
71.
$29. Wow, I rolled a 4 on a D100.
I
Uh,
hate you.
Wow. So Jack or
Yeah.
Plunk, you get you get a mild headache at the moment.
Okay.
So you take 1 additional strain.
All right.
Esty, your fever rises to another degree as you take another wound. Oh,
Hey!
you should have had 2 setbacks on every roll, by the way. I forgot about that.
Oh, well.
The good news is it literally doesn't matter.
Fair. And as
I only had 1 roll.
as the rat ghoul virus takes a hold of Esty and Plunk, that's where we're gonna end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.